Imagine this: a top police general, the man supposed to protect us all, standing in front of cameras, accusing the police minister himself of shielding criminals, threatening the very foundation of law and order in South Africa, only to have a fearless forensic investigator fire back, calling him one of the biggest criminals in uniform. And now lawsuits are exploding left and right. Millions on the line, ministers feeling the heat, and whistleblowers being silenced. If this doesn't make your blood boil, what will? How can we trust anyone in power when the people fighting crime are suing each other instead of the real crooks? Stick with me to the end because this scandal is deeper than you think, and it's about to expose the rot that is eating our country alive. Comment right now if you're furious about this. Share this video so everyone wakes up because silence is what lets corruption win. It all started back in July 2025 when KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi held that explosive press conference dressed in full tactical gear like he was ready for war, declaring he was combat ready and willing to die for the police badge. He dropped bombshell after bombshell, accusing Police Minister Senzo Mchunu of interfering in investigations, meddling to protect political allies, and even disbanding a crucial tax team probing political killings in the KwaZulu-Natal without proper consultation. Mkhwanazi didn't stop there. He pointed fingers at Deputy National Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Shadrack Sibiya, claiming criminal syndicates were infiltrating the highest levels of SAPS, with politicians pulling strings to shield drug lords and, of course, some hitmen. He painted a picture of a justice system on the brink of collapse, where probes into over 121 political murders since 2017 were being sabotaged from within. The nation was stunned. Some hailed Mkhwanazi as a hero, a brave general standing up to corruption, with marches organized in his support across the country. But others saw red flags. Was this a genuine whistleblower or a power play? Enter Paul O'Sullivan, the Irish-born forensic investigator who made a career exposing graft in SAPS through his organization Forensics for Justice. O'Sullivan wasted no time. He went on Newsroom Africa and blasted Mkhwanazi, saying the commissioner had overstepped massively, acting without authorization, undermining the judiciary, the NPA, and even threatening something that looked dangerously suspicious like a coup. He demanded an urgent judicial commission of inquiry and called for Mkhwanazi's immediate suspension. Along the National Commissioner, General Fanny Masemola, if he backed it. O'Sullivan didn't mince his words. He labeled Mkhwanazi one of the biggest criminals that ever wore a police uniform, claiming his crimes, once exposed, would shock the nation. He accused him of misusing public funds for luxury cars, shady overseas trips with suppliers, and even bringing back undeclared Louis Vuitton bags. Serious allegations of corruption right at the top. Tensions actually skyrocketed as the Madlanga Commission, formerly the Judicial Commission of Inquiry into Criminality, Political Interference, and Corruption in the Criminal Justice System, kicked off with Mkhwanazi as the very first witness. There, he doubled down, alleging foreign agents and criminal networks controlling parts of SAPS and shockingly implicating O'Sullivan himself. Mkhwanazi claimed that O'Sullivan had ties to international intelligence like M16, Mossad, and the CIA, acting as a shadowy influence peddler. He even suggested O'Sullivan collaborated with former IPID head Robert McBride to manipulate investigations and that citizens might need to take drastic action if the government didn't rein him in. Just as before one of his testimonies, that is in September 2025, Mkhwanazi slapped O'Sullivan with a 5 million rands defamation lawsuit in the Durban High Court, demanding retraction and apology for being called a criminal. He argued O'Sullivan's attacks damaged his reputation irreparably, especially during a national crisis. But O'Sullivan, he laughed it off as a desperate attempt to silence a whistleblower, pointing out Mkhwanazi hadn't denied any allegations, just demanded cash, and he wasn't backing down. Instead, he hit back harder, filing a 10 million rands million counterclaim in the Gauteng High Court, accusing Mkhwanazi of defaming him with false claims of criminality and undue influence during commission and parliamentary testimonies. This countersuit demands Mkhwanazi retract everything or pay up, calling his statements wide fabrications meant to discredit O'Sullivan ahead of his own upcoming testimony at the Nhlanhla Commission. This whole brouhaha actually spilled into Parliament's ad hoc committee when Mkhwanazi urged probes into O'Sullivan's alleged control over policing, repeating claims that IPID operations were planned from O'Sullivan's house. Meanwhile, Police Minister's Chief of Staff Shadrack testified, accusing O'Sullivan of wielding massive influence over the SAPS, the IPID, and even the NPA, plotting against past commissioners. This isn't just two egos clashing. Believe me, it's a symptom of a deeper wrath. While they are slinging millions in lawsuits, real criminals roam free, political killings pile up unresolved, and also public trust in police plummets are actually on the rise. Think about it. Mkhwanazi rose to fame cracking cases like the DJ Somebody murder case, but now he's been accused of being part of the problem. Well, from all we know, the Nhlanhla Commission continues, promising to uncover criminal syndicates and political meddling. But with witnesses attacking each other like this, will it ever get to full fruition? Will we ever get a truth out of this? Or is this all a smokescreen, distracting us from the slush funds, interfered props, and shielded syndicates Mkhwanazi himself warned about? As lawsuits actually fly, 5 million rands one way, 10 million rands the other way, ministers are threatened with exposure, suspensions hang in the air, and trust me, whistleblowers cry foul. South Africa deserves more answers, not endless court battles funded by taxpayers while crime ravages communities. Well, what do you think? Is Mkhwanazi the hero cleaning house, or is O'Sullivan right that he is hiding his own death? Drop in the comments below. Who do you think, or who do you believe more, the general or the investigator? Drop your thoughts just down in the comment section, and please do not forget to subscribe.